Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into a foundational story, one that's packed with emotion. The Genesis account of Hagar and Ishmael.
Yeah, it's quite a story.
It really is. And this isn't just some, dusty old text. It's a real human drama. You've got complex relationships, desperation, and then this unexpected divine angle. We're pulling all this directly from the source text we have, Hagar and Ishmael, a Genesis story.
Right. And our goal here, for you listening, is to get past just the surface plot. We want to help you quickly grasp what's driving these characters.
The motivations. Yeah.
Exactly. The motivations, the really tough choices they're making, and these surprising prophecies that come out of it all. Think of it as your quick guide to getting properly informed about this whole situation.
Okay, so let's dive in. The core issue, right at the start. Sarai, Abram's wife. She couldn't have children.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, in that society, this was huge. Not just sad, but like a major crisis for a family like theirs.
Absolutely. It was a fundamental challenge. We're told Sarai actually felt God himself had, prevented her from conceiving.
Right.
So she makes a move. A drastic one, maybe, but sort of culturally understandable back then. She goes to Abram and says, basically, look, sleep with my Egyptian handmaid, Hagar. Maybe I can build a family through her.
And Abram?
He just listens. The text says, Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Pretty immediate acceptance.
Wow.
And then, to make it official, after they'd been in Canaan 10 years, Sarai actually gave Hagar to Abram to be his wife. It formalizes the arrangement.
That cultural context is so important, isn't it? Not having an heir. It wasn't just personal disappointment. It was like societal pressure, maybe even shame, a real threat to their whole lineage.
Definitely. So Sarai's move, well, it may be shocking to us, was this desperate, culturally recognized way to try and secure that future. It really highlights the pressure, especially on women.
But predictably, perhaps, it gets complicated fast.
Oh, immediately.
Yeah.
So Hagar conceives,
Right.
and the dynamic just flips. The text is blunt. Once Hagar knew she was pregnant, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Just like that. What does that tell us, that one line?
It speaks volumes, doesn't it? It suggests Hagar suddenly felt different, maybe more valuable, perhaps even a bit superior carrying the heir.
And Sarai would have felt that instantly.
Oh, absolutely. For Sarai, still barren, it must have been utterly crushing. You can see how the relationship just soured almost overnight.
And Sarai doesn't hold back. She's furious. She goes straight to Abram and basically puts the blame on him. This is your fault. Or, my wrong be upon you, she says. I gave you my maid she conceives, and now I'm the one despised. Let the Lord judge between us.
You can just feel the bitterness, the sense of betrayal.
Totally. And Abram's response, he essentially washes his hands of it.
He does. He says to Sarai, look, she's your maid, she's in your hands, do whatever you want to her.
Wow. That gives Sarai complete power back.
Complete and honestly probably terrifying power over Hagar in that moment.
And Sarai uses it. The text says she dealt hardly with her.
Yeah, that phrase dealt hardly implies it was bad. Real mistreatment, maybe even abuse. It's not subtle.
And that's the direct cause, right? Hagar runs.
Exactly. This harsh treatment leads directly to Hagar fleeing from her face, as the text puts it. She runs out into the wilderness.
So Hagar, pregnant, mistreated, she makes this choice. Flee the household, face the emptiness of the wilderness.
I mean, can you imagine the desperation? Choosing the unknown dangers of the desert over staying? It tells you how bad things must have been for her.
She must have felt completely alone.
Utterly. But then, the story takes this sharp turn.
Yeah, this is the really unexpected part.
Right, so she's out there in the wilderness, and the text says, the angel of the Lord found her.
Not just an angel, but the angel.
The angel of the Lord.
Yeah.
Found her by a specific place, a spring of water on the way to Shur, later identified as Bir Laharoi.
Which means something like, the well of the living one who sees me.
Exactly. So the location itself is significant. It's this moment of, divine encounter right in the middle of her absolute lowest point.
And the angel gets straight to the point. No messing around. Where did you come from? Where are you going?
So direct, isn't it? It cuts right through everything.
What does that directness signal, do you think?
Well, Hagar's reply is just as simple and raw. I am fleeing from my mistress Sarai. It's not just information. It's like laying bare her whole situation. It shows the angel isn't just physically finding her, but really seeing her predicament, getting right to the heart of it.
But then the first thing the angel tells her, it's tough. Go back to your mistress. Submit to her.
Yeah, that must have been incredibly hard to hear after everything.
Why that command, do you think? It seems almost cruel.
It's a really challenging point. Perhaps it suggests Well, that even though God hears her, there's still a path that involves facing the difficulty. Maybe humility, or maybe it was, paradoxically, the safer path back then. We don't know for
It
sure.
wasn't just that command.
No, absolutely not. Right alongside that hard instruction comes this, frankly, astonishing promise.
Astonishing is the word.
The angel says, I will multiply your descendants exceedingly, like so numerous they cannot be counted.
Imagine hearing that. You're alone, pregnant, running for your life, and you're promised this massive lineage.
It's extraordinary. And then it gets even more specific about the child himself.
Right, the prophecy about the son.
Behold, you are with child and shall bear a son. And crucially, you shall call his name Ishmael.
Ishmael meaning God hears.
Precisely, because the Lord has heard your affliction. The name itself is a testament to her experience being seen and heard by God in that moment.
And there's more about Ishmael's future, isn't there? A description of his character.
Yes, and it's quite striking, very vivid. The angel says he will be a wild man. Some translations say wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. It paints a picture of someone fiercely independent, maybe adversarial, living sort of on the edges, but also in the presence of all his brethren or kinsmen. It's a complex, specific foretelling of his nature and destiny even before he's born.
So Hagar has this incredible encounter. How does she respond?
Her response is profound, really. She gives God a name. Thou, God, seest me. El Roi. It's this deep acknowledgement of being seen, truly seen, in her suffering.
That's powerful. And she obeys the angel.
She does. The implication is she returned as instructed.
Yeah.
And the text confirms she bare Abram a son.
And the naming.
Just as prophesied, Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael.
And one final detail, the sources give us Abram's age.
Right. Abram was 86 years old. 86.
86 years old when his first son, Ishmael, was born through Hagar. It really frames the timeline and the long wait involved before this happened.
Yeah, it adds another layer to the whole story.
So stepping back, what's the takeaway here for you listening? This deep dive really shows, well, human messiness, doesn't it? Definitely.
Complex family stuff, bad choices, desperation, but also resilience and these completely unexpected turns. It really makes you think about the long reach of these decisions.
And how these ancient stories still hit on things we grapple with today, right? Jealousy, feeling like an outsider, the search for belonging, the weight of promises,
Right.
whether human or perceived as divine. It pushes uncomfortable buttons about power, vulnerability, maybe even forgiveness.
It really does. So here's something to leave you with, a final thought to chew on. That prophecy about Ishmael.
The wild man.
Yeah, his hand against everyone. Given that prediction, what does it suggest about destiny? How much is character shaped by, the circumstances you're born into, the way you're treated, versus just individual choice? It's a tricky question raised by this story.